Yes, welcome to ZUDECAST number 92. Oh shit, dude! This has been a long time coming. I feel like we got one of the rats in the. He's crawled in.
One of the rats.
He's crawled in the spot, dude. Mr. Jacob Swedlow himself. That's what I call him.
Hey man,
dude.
How you doing, bro? Holy
doing
shit!
good, man. I'm really happy to be here. I've been a fan of the Zudes for a while. Of course,
this
supporting
is
my boys.
kind of long overdue. You know?
I know, man. I've been wanting to do. I've never done a podcast before. I'm happy that this is the first time. So thank you guys, man.
Oh man,
Yes.
dude, it means a fucking ton, bro. Yeah.
It'll be your last.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll
see how it goes.
We're gonna be on our best behavior this
Yes.
episode. That's right. Dude, so great to have you, man.
Yeah, thanks
for
having me.
everybody that dude, like the response to this episode, like just us talking about it and bringing it up, has been like, whew, there's been a lot of people that are like, yo, that are
shit.
ready to get so. Hopefully we'll get some peeps popping in the chat and watching clips and things down the line. I know not everybody can catch it live, but if you're live and you're watching, say what's up to the boys
And
right now.
Drop a like.
Yes.
Drop a like.
Annihilate that like button, dude.
Bam.
You gotta say it. We're on
Yeah.
YouTube, you know what I mean?
Yeah, buddy.
Yo, it's your boy Crispy Grooves as always, and then we've got
It's Adrian Grody, man. Yeah. And then
What's up, it's your boy Robert Ware. Find me on Instagram at Robert Ware Music. I don't post music there, but if you want to learn how to make it, you can book a link.
he's a teacher. He's an educator. Yeah.
when you post it.
And-
When you
Yeah,
post
when-
it,
yeah,
you'll
when I
get the
post
update. That's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah. And then actually we have flying the spaceship here, bro. Go full screen, Josh Joran, bro.
Hey.
Yo,
Yo.
what the fuck,
There
With
he
the
is.
Zudes, dude.
dude?
Yes.
This
Appreciate
fool's,
you guys.
this fool's fucking behind the wheel of the spaceship with the beer in his hand, bro. He knows how to. He knows how we get down here, bro.
Yeah.
We got fucking.
He
Zoot
showed up
veteran.
one time, and we're like, all right, you can just take control of everything.
We trust you.
Bro's overqualified for the
Very
job.
overqualified.
He's overqualified.
for the-
Team, dude.
But we're glad to have you.
Love you guys, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. It's good to
Big
be here.
time,
Great to be
appreciate
here.
it, bro. So man, there's a rat in the Zoot house.
There's a rat. There's a rat about.
Man, tell us about Lab Rats, bro. How you're one of the founding members, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess
Lab
all
rats.
of the members are the founding members.
Right,
at this
yeah.
point, yeah.
We're very lucky that we have, done a whole lot in kind of a short amount of time with
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
3 people, and we got like kind of like a legion of people who we play with all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah, like Lab Rats, that's the band that I lead. I founded it about a year and a half ago. Our first gig was January, right in the beginning of the year, and but the idea of Lab Rats was something that I had for like 2 years before I found the right people to even make that call. Because during the pandemic, I was like everyone, unbelievably depressed.
Yeah.
What the fuck am I gonna do with my life, right? Like at that point, I was like, man, like I don't know how I can be a musician.
Yeah.
Like nothing was really happening. I mean, Chris,
Yeah,
like,
no, dude, that's. I feel like it's a very common thread for a lot of people's origin stories
Yes.
of different projects and stuff. Where that's one of the themes that we kind of bring up. It's like that was a very make or break type of situation. People like either got their shit together or kind of fizzled out, and it's like it's tough, man. It's like when something so unprecedented and so insane happens, like to be able to come out of that shit stronger and just fucking propel yourself out of that, like where other people are just like, I don't know, I'm just gonna hang back, bro.
Yeah, man, that was me, and then I kind of had to like reevaluate what I liked about music, and what I loved about it is like the community building nature of it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like a very special, ancient communication of everyone. It's like a universal language. That's what it's a cliche thing to say about it. But that shit's real, and I'm inspired by a lot of different styles of music, and it was just I had to think really carefully about how could I make how could I make this into a reality, So 2 years later, I found the right people somehow, some way, just some Northern Star shit. Just they all brought us together, And the rest is history. We've done some pretty cool stuff since.
Hell yeah, man.
Put out not one but two albums.
Not one but two.
Yes,
Yeah.
you got Year of the Rat, which I got.
Rat.
I got my signed copy. Oh, I should have brought
Yes.
that out somewhere or something. But yeah, the little CD sleeve. And then it's Standard Practice, right? Is the new one where you
Yes.
guys are doing some absolutely filthy covers or just like reinterpretations of some classic tunes, you know.
Yeah, so Year of the Rat was so we do these things called the Sunday Sessions. It's an ongoing jam session here in Sacramento, held at the Torch Club, which has been a club that's been open since the 1930s. Like, old.
Damn, I didn't even know it was that old.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's got some history. And you know, I've been lucky enough to play drums all across the U.S. and I've seen jam sessions all over the U.S., all over the world, you know, and when we were presented with this opportunity and we're trying to build this, I wanted to focus on like all levels are accepted and encouraged, but also there's room for more experienced folks to, you know, spit some game, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like you go there to learn and uplift each other and focus on the music, right? And the more that happens, it's insane. It's like the crowd. It's insane. It's the most wild shit I've ever seen. Like at a jam session. It's people are really tapped into it, you know. And so Year of the Rat was kind of like all of our favorite artists that like our favorite rappers and singers we've met along the way. You know, we wrote a bunch of music and featured them on it. And Standard Practice is like just the three of us, just the core
Yes.
core members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so sick, dude. That's awesome that you guys are blending all the different styles and that you're hosting like a platform where people can come and network and practice and feel encouraged to practice too.
Yeah.
A lot like Freestyle Fridays, like we fucking you know he hosts Freestyle Fridays over here. That shit's lit. A lot of people have come through from that too, and a lot of people go to Sunday sessions too.
Very similar things you guys are both doing. That's the community building, dude. That's what it's all about.
Join forces one of these days.
Dude.
That'd be cool.
Man,
I gotta
that'd be
say,
really cool, for
dude, that's what we were kind of like talking about that because you guys did the Freestyle Fridays over at where are you guys doing it now, or it's
now we're at the gallery off Del Paso.
Yeah, dude.
I've actually heard of that. No. I have a bunch of friends who go there.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
team,
dude.
bro.
Yeah.
Team. Hey, I got a bunch of friends that go there. So, it works out, dude.
I fuck with you guys.
We're building a super team, bro. We're building the Avengers type shit.
We did this on purpose, huh? We did this on purpose.
You know, we just want to be cool by proxy, you know. So
no, bro, you're just running the ones and twos.
I love the ones and
playing.
twos. I appreciate you guys.
There's threes too. Even there's the center, you know.
man, like I said, he's driving the ship, bro. So
Yeah, no, absolutely. But no, like the community building, like you're saying, is so important. What I love about that really sets you guys apart from other jam sessions, not that I love all types of jam sessions, you know, there's like jazz jams and blues jams and stuff, but instead of being a thing where people are just like, okay, I'm calling a tune, it's this group of people, then one, like this person switches out, the horn player switches out, the drummer switches out, okay, we stop, then we go to the next song, and then, you know, and that's like more the traditional way of doing it, but really what you guys are doing with the Sunday sessions, it almost kind of is like doing the live stream or like doing like a DJ session. Like when you're listening to it, it sounds more like it's like a live recreation of a DJ set where it will just kind of gradually transition and someone will be like singing the melody or rapping a verse of one song, you know, and then, but it's like the backing instrumental of it is another song, and it's like you get this mashup kind of thing going, and it's just a non-stop flow. Like because it's like no one knows when to stop. There's not really a time to stop. So it's like, and that's what's really cool about it is just the tagging in and tagging out kind of aspect where, you know, like, you know, like someone will be drumming and then like they'll be getting out of their chair to let the next drummer in, but they're still like
hitting this. They gotta keep the music
like as they're walking away, you know. But it's like just
That's
keeping it going. Like that's what I love about it. It's so nonstop, and that is a way because like me, even as I'm like, you know, I've got some experience with jazz, but I'm not like a huge like didn't go to school for jazz and like know a bunch of like standards and stuff. I got my pocket of like all the weird fusion stuff that we got into, but if someone's like, oh, do this I'm like, anything that's like written before electric guitar was like a big part of jazz fusion. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I'm like, that's like for, but I guess what I'm saying is, if I go to a jam session like that and they're playing like Charlie Parker tunes and playing like really like old school stuff, I'm like, I'm way out of my wheelhouse right here. But it's like, if you're just in one big giant jam session and there's like a ton of people and there's like so much going on, you can find just your little space to kind of like
Exactly.
Yeah.
No.
like, even if you can't, like, even if you're not like gonna, it's like, even if you're not gonna have a burn-in solo or whatever, you can figure out just how to vibe and be a rhythm player,
people and stuff, and like how to bounce off the jam sesh. Yeah, dude, that shit's sick. So you guys have been you said, when did you start doing the Sunday sessions too again?
Man, the first time was right on Mother's Day, 2022. So that's been a little bit over a year now.
Yeah, almost going on a year and a half.
Yeah, almost. So pretty much as long as we've been a band.
That's sick, dude.
Yeah.
I was at like one of the really early ones that you did in the Rust room.
Man, those
K
were
Street.
Rough. Wow. I think the first time 5 people showed up, 3 of them were some family members of mine who were non-musicians.
Yeah.
And then 2 musicians. And we made it all the way through. And, that's when I knew, okay, this is gonna be some pushing the boulder up the mountain type of shit. Like
on that Sisyphus shit.
On that Sisyphus shit, man. You gotta just keep going because I think it's really easy to get discouraged with endeavors.
Yeah.
If it's not happening right away, especially in this age of immediate gratification, you can post one clip of doing absolutely nothing and then you're a star. Like on social media. That's discouraging, so it's like when you start something and you believe in it and it's not happening, like, if there's one piece of advice, it's like, don't ever fucking give up, ever, because if worse comes to worse, you will be the last one standing, and that means something too. Like, just, you gotta keep
that's
going.
true. I mean,
definitely.
that's like we were saying with the pandemic and everything too.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of people that kind of bowed out and they're like, I just need something stable in my life. And it's like, musicians over the last few years, like, you have to be fucking like, not cutthroat, but you have to be like a little bit crackheadish. Like, you gotta be
You're obsessed over being perfect in something that's impossible to be perfect in.
Yeah.
And it's like the hardest thing in the world to not kind of give in to like the comfort. Like, sometimes I was fantasizing about a 9 to 5. Like,
bro, I have to slap myself out, dude.
Like, damn, that's nice.
Yeah.
But I can't I'm unable to do it. Like, I've done it and it's been the worst mental health thing. Like something about me doing that will be terrible for me,
Yeah.
No. Well, I mean, especially, you're such a talented musician, bro. I mean, that's very clearly what you were put on earth to do, is to fucking shred on the fucking drums. Do you just play drums, or do you play other instruments too?
Oh, dude, you don't even know. I mean, like, dude, all the vibraphone that you're hearing, like, that's what's fucked up. It's like, it should be against the law, like how fucking sick you guys are, like, bro. That's like
the cool part about Lab Rats is that we are all multi-instrumentalists and composers. So Miguel plays synth bass in the band and like auxiliary keys, but before all that, he's a phenomenal trombone player and tuba player. Joey, who's our keyboardist and our synth player, he is like a phenomenal composer and trumpet player. He leads a few projects in town as well, and then I play drums, keys, and my main other instrument is vibraphone. It's like mallet percussion,
if you guys have not seen Jacob shred on fucking vibraphone, dude, like, you're just as twisted on that shit as you are on drums, bro.
It's cool. It's like a drummer. It's like a piano and a drum set.
Right.
combined.
It makes sense. Yeah.
Were
Makes
you
total
on
sense.
a drumline in high school by chance?
I was never in drumline in high school. I was really lucky my parents fought tooth and nail for me to get into the school district where Rio Americano was at. Because I think I was in Sac City Unified. But they were like, I wanted to be in the jazz band so badly because, that's just where I was headed musically. Like, that's what I want to do for the rest of my life. And, like, this is a random high school in the middle of Sacramento that just randomly has, like, amazing music.
Yeah.
So my parents were like, yo, he's the best drummer in the entire universe.
Yeah.
I could not play at that time. I was like, there's videos of those 7-year-olds who are like better than everyone.
Oh, dude, I hate those kids.
Opposite of that. I was born with no talent. It was all worked for,
I mean, that's good, and that's an inspiring thing, bro. Like, I feel like more people need to remember to take videos like of their kids playing early on.
Yes.
Or like, because when you're a musician, you get to a certain point where you get kind of stagnant, where you get to a certain level where you're like, all right, it's very easy to get like 80% of the way there. Like, you can make such huge gains in becoming a good musician so fast if you really put your mind to it.
Yeah.
But then like past that 80% is like that last 20%, it's just fucked. Like trying to get perfect at it. But then sometimes if you pull up an old video, like if you have like a home video of like a piano rehearsal and you're like, dude, this is rough, bro. I fucking sucks, dude. That's good to see, because then you're like, you have a real clear marker of the progress.
I agree.
Yeah. Did you grow up in Sac? Right?
I did grow up.
Yeah.
I was born
Okay. You born and raised.
Sac.
Yeah. Nice.
My dad's family comes from New York, so I was really lucky. And my grandmother lived there a lot. And I spent some time with her most summers. I would kind of be in New York for several months. So I would go over there, and, New York is just such you walk one block and you see the entire United States in that block. It's like every walk of life is there, occupying the same space. And as a young person, like a really young person, just kind of opening my eyes up to the world, seeing that was amazing, because the community in places like that, it's like everyone is a part of it, So really, music and community they've never been separate in my brain. Like, you can't have one without the other, and and then when I was a little older, I would go out to the jazz clubs in New York, and that's kind of when my love for that type of stuff originated. And my dad is a hardcore music fan, and my mom was apparently actually a classical guitar prodigy. But she was she got too good, and she was like, "Oh, I'm bored. I can play everything."
Must be nice.
Yeah, it must be nice. But yeah, so that's kind of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I believe that. That makes a lot of sense. So is your dad a big jazz fan?
He's a big jazz fan. He was a big punk rock fan.
Nice.
He was
that's a wild combo.
He's a Beastie Boys fan.
Yes.
He was just that New York shit, man. He
Yeah.
was a big East Coast fan.
Fuck yeah.
My grandfather was the jazz fan. I didn't really know him too much, but he played, from what I understand, he played clarinet in a brass band, and was cool with all the club guys. He was just going. He would Duke Ellington's playing. Guess I'll go see that.
Yeah, right.
The heaviest of heavy names of music.
That's crazy.
Right in the thick of it in New York too. So it's they're all it's just normal to them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
New York just has such a heavy jazz history too. It's man. Okay, so you got some family in New York, but born and raised in Sac.
Born and raised in Sac.
Did you ever move out of town or
Yeah, I went to school. I was super lucky. The only music school I wanted to go to was Oberlin Conservatory, because my favorite drummer, saxophone player, trumpet player, they were all teaching there. I'm like,
Oh shit.
I'm like, I can't not go there. Like, you sure, whatever, it's in the middle of a cornfield in Ohio.
Right.
But like, I don't care. I'm gonna apply every year until I like either get in, because shit's hard to get into. It's
yeah.
competitive. It's a very small music program,
Right.
and it's also very expensive. Like, I need enough of a scholarship to get in.
Right. Was this a college?
This is a college, yeah. And my first year, it all stars aligned. I got to go. It made sense. So yeah, I was able to go and, you know, just learn from architects of music, you know. And I'm very, very, very fortunate in that regard. And then after my time there, I would go to Chicago a lot, because it was only 4 hours away.
Right.
So I would go with my friends all the time. And I got to, you know some of the clubs, you know, kind of what type of music's being played where in Chicago. So I moved there right after I graduated.
Nice.
I was there for 6 months, and then March of 2020 happened.
Shit.
Yeah. Dude,
Oh,
Chicago
goddamn.
Chicago was like really bad, and New York too. Like, just
Yeah.
like everything was like so fucking locked down and like just so chaotic, man. It was
Yeah,
like
man.
it was rough. I mean, like,
What was really rough is I got I nailed an audition with a wedding band. I was gonna make the most money I've ever made in my entire life that summer, because we had like 20 weddings booked.
oh man, dude.
Damn.
You know, top 40 stuff. You know, like, you know, not the most like.
And the beat goes on.
Yeah, exactly. You know, some Uptown
Everlast.
Funk all night.
Yeah.
You know,
Some
that's-
September,
Yeah.
dude. I just did that last night, bro. I had it was like a private party gig that I just
Yeah.
like randomly got hit up. Fucking Steven Palola referred me. Shout out
Nice.
Steven,
Shout out
dude.
Steven.
Fucking
The only person
helped
to
your boy make some cash last night, dude. A
The
little
only
party.
person to storm off the ZUDECAST.
Oh yeah. No, they just couldn't take the heat. They stormed up. Yeah, no, because we were talking about that. We never had a storm off, and they were like, we can make that happen.
Storm off.
What was I gonna say? But dude, fucking, it was like a birthday party or
Yeah.
whatever. This lady, and they were like, "Can you play, any Earth, Wind, and Fire?" And they're like, it was me and like this singer chick that I've never met before.
Yeah.
Like, and she's like not even from around. Like, we're just like, all right, what songs do we fucking know? And then we're just like, September,
Hey, man,
Earth, Wind,
tried
and Fire.
to.
But like, it's, you do like the birthday shit where you change the day. It's like on the 24th of September. And
Man.
I don't
That's
know,
like
not
the
right,
that's
but
like
yeah.
the rich person version of like happy birthday to you.
Yeah. I know, because you always try to, dude, and then they always want to sing the birthday song, and you try to start it off with like a starting chord or something, and then they just start where they start, and then you're like, all right, okay, it's an A, all right.
Yeah.
It's a,
It's an atonal arrhythmic
Yeah.
masterpiece. When sung by a group.
yeah, no, that's true. How did they ever
Oh my
copyright that
God.
shit? You can't even write it down.
Yeah. It's genius what
Yeah.
they do to that song.
Dude, I have a video from it was one of our old friends' birthday party, and it's just like the most awkward. It was Taylor's birthday party like a long time ago.
Oh my
You remember
God.
that?
You
I
vaguely.
doubt you do, but fucking, it's just the worst happy birthday I've heard in my life. Everybody just like giving up halfway through, like happy birthday.
Oh
To
man.
you.
Y'all ever,
She's all like, "Are we fucking doing this or not?"
Y'all ever watch those compilation videos of the worst national anthems?
Oh, dude, Roseanne Barr killed that shit, bro. You see that, dude? She went ham, bro.
All I gotta say is there's one called Alternate Angle.
Oh no.
And it's because it was a re-uploaded video because this woman just butchers this so badly. Every note's like a new key.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, actually. Like, the skill to do that is pretty great.
Yeah.
You know, but like, she was bullied and she took it down.
Oh,
And
fuck.
then someone re-uploaded it.
Alternate
And it's still
angle.
on. I got, man,
Oh, dude, that sounds
Sounds fire.
great.
Yeah, I
Hold
know,
on,
you
I
gotta
might have to pull it
pull
up,
that
dude.
But
It's like worst national anthem alternate angle or something like that.
Man, I feel like you'd have to write a script to hit a note in a different key consecutively every time.
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's what I'm saying. That's like some people. That's like what people go to music school to.
Yeah,
figure
I
out.
know. Yeah,
like
You know, that's like an exercise in theory class.
to accidentally do that
we
on
saw-
purpose.
I mean, we met that full Rashad, bro. Rashadicus, bro. Have you heard of him, bro?
No.
He's insane, bro. He'll just he plays cello and kazoo at the same time.
Whoa.
He's all like, and then like he's all insane and nuts, right? And he's like, anyways, excuse me.
Yeah.
It's just like
No,
fucking
he'll
hella-
play. He'll just like he'll go from like doing like death metal chugs on a cello, and then he'll be doing like a Bach, like a what's it called, like a Bach prelude or whatever,
Like a
and
thing.
it's like a duet, but he's like doing like the cello part and then like doing the second part with the kazoo.
Yeah.
Like he'll just play something extremely impressive like as a bit almost.
Yeah.
It's almost like what you were saying with your mom, where it's like you just get too good and you
you're
get
just
bored.
like,
But then
what do I do now?
he found his way out of that, and he's like going like, like
and then he'll like fucking jump on the tables and like hang off the fucking roof and be like, like playing upside down and
Oh
shit,
my
and like
God.
he'll like roll upside down, like fucking have his legs all up and like play through his legs. Fucking crazy. But pull the.
Oh wait, no, I got the national anthem,
yeah,
and
let's
then
check
we'll
this
pull
shit
that
out.
up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this it? Oh, yeah, this is it. This is impressive, y'all.
Do I got enough volume here?
Yeah, I can turn it up a little bit.
I think it's coming out of my
It does. It sounds like
computer.
it's
Oh,
coming
my
out
bad,
of
my
your-
bad.
They can't hear. There we go.
All right, let's
Yeah.
run that shit
Give
back.
this proper respect.
Yeah. Oh! Oh!
Oh my god.
Oh!
What the?
She probably doesn't have monitoring.
I don't think that was gonna help her.
Ni-
Oh!
Like-
a key change.
That's impressive, man.
But no, you can hear like the slap back delay. You ever try to talk with like a really strong slap
true.
back delay? It just fucks with your ability to like do anything.
Bobby, you're trying to defend this lady.
I'm trying. I'm not saying she's good, but I'm saying there might be a reason why
there's
she's
no-
bad.
I don't think there's anything that could have saved her, dude.
Pull up the Roseanne Barr one. Bro.
That sounds
She fucking
hilarious.
kills this shit, bro.
Dude, this one's so bad.
It's pretty beautiful, though. It's kind of beautiful.
Nah,
This
she
is
looks like she'd be
1990.
a
Oh
bad
my
Oh,
God.
singer
that
too.
one right there,
This
the
one-
1 minute
this
one, the
one
1
best.
minute one. Oh, either way.
Oh, my
Oh,
right ear's
either
gonna
way.
enjoy this.
Oh god, nice job, NBC7 San Diego. That's definitely not my fault.
She's more in tune.
Well, yeah, she really is. That's the thing.
Yo.
Oh my god.
Yo.
Oh,
She talks the
damn,
loogie.
bro.
She'll go fuck, bro.
That's
Wow.
pretty great though.
That was incredible.
man, people take that shit to heart so much.
Yeah.
Like the hardcore football fans, they're like, there's no greater injustice.
It's fucking. That was 1990, bro. I mean, fuck,
Yeah.
bro. This is the same
Yeah.
fools that would be like, "Stand for the flag."
Yeah.
bro. Kneel
All that-
for the
all
flag.
that.
That's like Iraq War 1 era.
Yeah, yeah, actually.
Fucking dude,
Throwback.
they're like not even
Throwback.
they're like not even the fucking F-16s can save this fucking national anthem right now. Usually we do the jets after, and that kind of, you know,
You're right.
that kind of
Fireworks.
it kind of evens it out if the national anthem wasn't that great, but
That gets the
you
red,
can't save that.
That gets the red, white, and blue blood flowing.
Oh Lord.
That's nuts, dude. That's so funny.
Dude, Jacob, just want to say too, your shirt's so fucking sick, dude.
You
Where-
like it?
Yeah,
Merch.
dude. What's
Yeah,
how
man.
you guys doing your merch?
So we order our merch in batches sometimes when we got like a collection of, you know, a bunch of shows in one weekend. But also we got a website. Oh, I'm all good. I got one already.
Yeah.
You can order them right off our website too. So labratsband.com. It's on our Instagram, Labrats Music. You could check our link. Link in the bio for that.
Mm-hmm.
Go to shop and you can order the merch. We got our sweaters, classic sweaters, and then we got our shirts. We can get tote bags. You can get our digital, copy of our CD, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes,
Dude, I need to get one of those sweaters when it starts getting a little colder out here,
man.
dude.
Can we take a look at those real quick, actually?
Oh, the merch? Yeah, we can pull it up.
Let's pull up the,
yeah,
pull up the
yeah.
store.
1 second. What was I going to say? I forgot.
Dang.
That Roseanne Barr
that's
national
kinda-
anthem, that shook me, dude.
Yeah, you'll be dreaming about that one for sure.
Yeah, that's super sick though, man. So you said you guys order like kind of like small batch, and there's print to order too.
Yeah. Print to order, shipped right to your door. But yeah, the merch has been cool. People have been really enjoying it. Shout out to Sam Greenup for the logo.
It's hard.
He killed it. This is like the best
Nice.
logo I've ever seen.
That's so sick, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, just real quick too, what's up with the name?
Labrats.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of how the music sounds. Like, it's just like we're all like beep up, like in our little spaceship keyboard.
Yes.
You're all just like in a maze together,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah, just kind of like long experiments. Like when we first got together, we wouldn't work on any arrangements or songs. We would just improvise like 40, 50 minutes at a time without stopping and just trying shit, like learning it, like every corner of each other's brains, like when you do this, it's cool, then like I'll do this, and then that like kind of like helps with the like the telepathy of stuff. Like we're good at that on stage. Like either like a small musical cue will cue the next whatever, or like a little face will mean that,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick, dude.
just experimenting.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, dude. That's what I love, because sometimes like you'll go to a rehearsal for a band and like there's like two types of rehearsals that I've been to. There's one where like people get distracted and they start just chatting and they start talking and hanging out. And then there's the other type where you get distracted and you just start jamming for like 40 minutes and it's just fucking like insane shit. And you're like, why didn't we record that or whatever? Like, dude, I'm sure you got some fucking voice memos on your phone somewhere
The
that
vault
are
is
some
crazy.
fire, dude. I'm sure the vault goes hard.
Yeah, the vault is crazy.
Because I there's like those little like inter snippets in between the songs on Year of the Rat too. Are any of those from like just
those
voice
are
memos?
A lot of the skits type of stuff that you hear are voice memos. Yeah.
Nice.
And on our new record, this was Miguel Resendez's idea, who's our bass synth player. He took a clip of a Sunday Sessions of me kind of announcing the band. That's how we close off the record.
Nice.
It's like a cool transition like
That's
that.
sick. Was that like from a Sunday sesh or from a
just
nice.
like, thanks for coming, y'all.
Dude, that's so sick.
That's so
Blah
fire.
blah blah. Here's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we got the merch page pulled up too.
yeah.
Pull that up.
Yeah,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
That's labratsband.com/shop.
Shout out to my fiance Lucy Kahn for
Aw.
making the tote bags. The tote bags were her design.
Congratulations,
Nice, dude.
by the way, man.
Thank
That's
you.
exciting stuff.
Thank you. Yeah.
Who did the?
It's
who
definitely
did
a
the
great
art for,
logo.
that one too, because I love that one too.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, this dope artist. I think her Instagram handle is Hank's World. But she's she's Miguel's friend, and she's an incredible artist, graphic designer, and a tattoo artist as well.
Oh, nice.
So
Nice.
she's like a super creative, artistic person. She did standard practice as well.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like a very
It's
consistent style.
art style. Yeah.
That's so sick.
I think that's like a cool vibe that we're gonna continue. Like,
Yeah.
I love
No,
it.
and I love all
it.
the little Easter eggs in the album
Yeah,
cover
yeah.
too. You got like
Yeah.
all the
Like the MF
record
Doom
cover.
mask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? Is that fucking is that Bobby Caldwell?
that is. Yeah.
And then fucking the Wayne Shorter.
yeah, Wayne Shorter, R.I.P.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
We got
you
the
know,
Stevie Wonder on the
Oh,
ground.
yep. Oh
And,
yeah.
We got D'Angelo right there
Oh
on the
yep.
table.
Oh yeah, but Bobby Caldwell. I just noticed that.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
see it. The super tiny voodoo.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And we got a Love Supreme.
Nice.
Yep.
That's
so sick. And then Doom Mask, dude.
Bro, I could see
That's
like
so
a
sick.
cartoon in that art style too. You know, I feel like that could be cool.
Oh yeah,
The animated
That would
series.
be cool down the line. Man, I found this, or my brother several years ago showed me this Snoop Dogg record called The Blue Carpet Treatment.
Really?
And it was in its early 2000s, like hardcore Snoop Dogg stuff. Man, that record came out with like a animated music video, like throughout the entire record, kind of like how like Beyonce did with Lemonade, but it's like animated and it's like hella raunchy and like extremely violent.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that I don't know of any other,
That's sick. I've
album
never
that
seen
comes
that.
with that.
There's Sound and Fury by Sturgill Simpson's pretty fucking sick.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like
I
that.
haven't heard of that.
It's like because he normally does like a lot of like kind of like country, Americana, rock and roll, kind of very Waylon Jennings type of stuff. But this album is way more like high production, and it's kind of more like got like a sci-fi vibe to it, more electronic kind of like influences and stuff, and more like heavy rock. And then the animation's all like kind of like cell shade, but like anime looking.
Oh, that's
it's a trip, dude. It's kind of like on some Mad Max shit,
Nice.
lightweight, you know, but like hella cowboyed out, you know, like Space Cowboy. So that's a pretty cool one. And
Okay,
then
you got to send me that link, man.
yeah.
That's cool shit.
Sturgill's dope. Yeah, that's like I feel like even people that are like not country fans at all, which are like I barely consider like there's very select shit, but like Sturgill Simpson fucking rules. Dude.
Yeah,
Okay.
Sturgill
Oh, yeah.
Simpson, fucking awesome. And then have you've seen Interstellar 555, the Daft Punk movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
another one that's kind
That's
of like
another
that.
one. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
and then there's the Wall, of course.
The Wall,
Right,
the Wall used to scare me as a kid.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
fuck, that shit's intense.
I guess
There's a
Beatles
few
the
things
Beatles
like
had
that.
trippy ass Yellow Submarine.
Oh
Yeah. They've done like some weird like those are like weird like proto music video type of things or whatever.
Or Freaknik the musical, that's a little different, but Freaknik the musical's fire, bro.
Freaknik I don't know that.
It's a T-Pain is Freaknik, and he's the spirit of Freaknik. Which
Oh,
is like
yeah,
a
yeah.
big,
Oh, God.
it was a big festival they threw down in like I think it was in like Atlanta or something, but they shut it down because it got hella corporatized and stuff,
Oh, damn.
and then they weren't able to keep it going. But like T-Pain plays the ghost of Freaknik, bro, and
I
it's
love
just
that.
it's amazing. And then there's like Snoop Dogg, Lil Wayne, Big Boy's in it, fucking Andre 3000's in it, like hell of people are in it. That's another classic.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah, man. So how would you describe your guys' music? Just real quick too, just like to.
Man, it's interesting. I have never gone on record calling us a jazz band. I've
Yeah.
never once ever used that description for us, but that's generally what people are calling us. The best description that I've heard, first of all, my answer is I don't know. But the best description that I've heard from someone else is prog hop. I think that was Josh. What the fuck? Soundman Josh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like, because we played a show at the Green Room. He was like, I don't know what to call you guys. It's like, I think you're like, I'm like, he was like, you're not jazz, and you're not, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, if anything, we're like a prog band. And he was like, you're prog hop. And I'm like, yeah, man.
Dude, that's so sick.
I like that.
Yeah.
But, like, we're all really informed by jazz music, like swinging, like, old school jazz music, like, and all of it's, it's kind of a hot word these days, but,
Right.
because it's so versatile. It's so there's so many faces.
Yeah.
And like when you say jazz, sometimes you just think of that one thing.
Yeah. Someone's like, it's like Kenny G. Yeah.
You're
It's like, oh, dude.
You're like, you listen to one Coltrane record and you're like, wow, this doesn't sound anything like jazz. But what's closer to jazz? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Well, I think like jazz is a lot like rap these days, where like jazz is almost like the technique, and then it blends with all these other genres. Like.
Man, there's a great Wayne Shorter. Speaking of Wayne Shorter, there's a great interview where he was like, jazz is like a bee that goes to the rock and roll flower and the hip hop flower and the the whatever flower, and goes, "Don't forget about me. Don't forget about don't forget about the blues. Don't forget about to be creative. Don't forget to be daring." And that is kind of what we try to do, because we try to play music in such a broad way where any person from any musical upbringing can be like, I hear what I like in this,
right?
You know, because the Sunday sessions is a perfect example, because we have classical pianists that come through to watch our house set, metal drummers, like math rock guitar players, old funk musicians, Latin percussionists, church musicians.
I say you got like a lot of like R&B vocalists coming through.
Yeah, a lot of vocalists, a lot of rappers.
That's like the whole SAC scene. Like
it's like that's because I think music and language and community have never been separate. Like it's almost like a synesthesia thing. It's like I am unable to see the difference between the two.
Well, it's like such a point of cultural diffusion too, you know, because it's like everybody can find something to enjoy in music for I mean, unless you're a real closed-minded asshole, to be honest, bro. Like it's like everybody I know at least likes all kinds of different music. So I'm so glad we're past that point in society where it's just like, oh, I only listen to this. I only listen to the Eagles, brother. Like,
that's like
shout out to the Eagles.
Like, in the fast lane.
To like close yourself off to make the conscious decision to be like, I'm not going to subscribe or even look at this type of art. Like, why would you ever limit yourself like that? Eat like food, painting, music.
Yeah.
Why would, like,
there's so many people that are very quick to say, they're like, I listen to everything except rap or except country or except whatever. And it's like, dude, you got to be able to check this shit out.
Someone once called that forfeiting your right to think. And I think that was pretty appropriate. You're just voluntarily just like giving
art
them
is the only thing that isn't like, well, you know, if it's coming from a certain place, art is kind of like the only thing that isn't, you know, moved by like something with an agenda.
Well, there's two sides to art too. There's the intent of the artist and then the interpretation of the viewer or the listener. And so those have totally different like what's the word, like impacts, almost like different points of like reception, you know, where it's like if the artist tells you like, oh, this is what this painting means, you know, okay, then you're gonna have that, but you are gonna be like, wow, this reminds me of, I get this as like a, you know, because I'm an artist too, I draw, I make my own comic book. A lot of people are like, oh, this reminds me of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, oh, this reminds me of like you know, XYZ or XYZ. It's always something different, you know, and I'm like, that's good. Or they're like, oh, it reminds me of Ben 10. Oh, it reminds me of Teen Titans. I'm like, thanks. No matter what it is, thanks.
To your point, I think it's really good that you know, a piece of art can translate so well to like the intended source material, right? Because you can have an intent and then the interpretation could also be the same as the intent, and if that's what you're trying to achieve, you did a good job, right? But if your intent is to make the interpretation open-ended, then you also did a good job,
exactly,
right?
Too,
it's like, so I don't know.
And you know, like the fact that you're reminding people of things is like the best sign.
No, definitely. Even like, if it's something I don't watch, like I've had people, they're like, oh, it reminds me of like Jujutsu Kaisen or some random anime I haven't seen. I'm like, yes, I'm glad it reminds you of a popular established thing. Like, it's good. I'm going for that vibe with the.
Yeah, I think art, especially these days, sometimes has the potential to be made in a vacuum. Like, what is not only popular this year, what is popular this hour, this minute, and how could I? What are the buzzwords that are being said this week? And how could I make this a viral thing to have the lifespan of a fucking housefly? Yeah, I can make my $100,000 and then dip.
Burn bright and burn out quick.
But to have art that is rooted in something means it's exactly that. It has roots. It will stand the test of time.
Right.
Well, too, it just depends. I can tell what with your guys' music is I feel like I haven't worked on nearly as much music as I have wanted to in my life, but I've shown a lot of my love for music through my art, and like I feel like a lot of like you guys are very eclectic, and I think that's so fucking dope because I feel like I heard this thing one time where it's like, don't play music you think people want to hear because people want to be surprised. That's what they really want deep down. So I just, like I said, I just love the blending of genre you guys got going on. And again, the community aspect where you're getting people to blend their genres with each other willingly. You know, that shit's cool. I got pee though. So.
What was I gonna say? But that's one thing we were talking about is like where people will say, I listen to every genre except for it's always rap and country. But it's because I feel like that's because rap and country are two very prominent examples of lyric heavy music where it's like it's like you got to resonate with what the person's saying. Like you got to be able to relate to the lifestyle or the experiences that they're talking about. And it's weird because
they're the same genre
in
essentially.
a lot. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. In a lot of ways, like those are all like that's all like folk music in a way. Like even like hip hop and stuff. You could say that it is like a type of folk music because it's just like it's a very like storytelling type of thing, and it's kind of like passed on in like that sort of way. But it's cool, like especially with jazz or just instrumental music in general. You can take that shit to a different country where they do not speak the same language at all. Like you can just pull up like. I haven't watched the documentary yet, but the Wayne Shorter documentary that they just did. I don't know. Did you get a chance to watch that? I want to watch that shit. So bad. In like I watched like a little trailer for it or whatever, and they were talking about how huge they were when they pulled up to Japan, where it's like they were looked at like the Beatles or whatever, because it's like if you're someone in the 60s in Japan and you're listening to the Beatles, you might be like, this is cool. But in the same way that we would listen to K-pop or whatever, here we're like, I don't really know like what they're talking about. You're not connecting on a lyrical level. But when it's all just instrumental, it's like, you might be cutting out a certain subset of people that don't like just really resonate with instrumental music. But the people that do resonate with instrumental music, they're like, oh, like
art.
Right, exactly, because it's like you're describing something that's beyond language. Like it's such a trippy thing where it's like That's why I like, because I play a lot of different genres. I've played like jazz stuff and fusion stuff and funk stuff and rock stuff, and I play like kind of like country Americana stuff. But it's like instrumental and jazz music, or at least stuff that has roots in jazz, like just has that extra layer of feeling. Where I mean, like the amount of times that like we've played shows, with like North Avenue and fucking, with me and you and Isaac and Bryant and like all those guys and fucking. Like, there's a certain level of communication that's going on between the artists that's on another level where you're just doing everything in the moment. And it's not like do everything exactly as we rehearsed it at rehearsal. It's like, how are we going to flip this shit this time? It's like, okay, it's reggae time. Like, where it just like, it just like can turn like on a dime because, with just playing with motherfuckers like you, it's like where it's like, all right, it's like we're gonna flip this shit in a totally like
I feel
just
like
insane direction.
I feel like literally the best I ever played drums in my whole life was when I was playing with Bryant and Jesse and in the old studio, bro. Like,
dude,
like that was like literally the best. Like, and Bryant was like, bro, you're going ham, and I'm like, thank you.
Yeah, man. I think that just is a testament to like it's really easy to get in your head as a musician, because like society has not like unfolded itself for it to be rewarding to people who want to express themselves creatively.
Yeah.
So you're like, well, if I'm not monetizing what I'm doing in any way, shape, or form, I'm losing.
Right.
And that's not the case. And I got a lot of students who get wrapped up also like on the flip side of like, how do I like music is spiritual, like I want to play the best music because I want to tap into that divine shit. And it's like, just take a step back, like the fact that you want to create, you are already doing the spiritual religious side of it.
Right.
The fact that a human being wants to make art is weird. That's like what that's art like that's amazing. That's not like
It's what makes us different, bro.
Yes.
Honestly, and I took a whole class about this, bro. It was like art in I forgot what it was called. Oh, it was just like concepts in world art. It was what it was called. And it's like humans like started making art to convey stuff they couldn't just like say or like write down a picture. Like, I mean, too, like, you know, why do you think they made like cave drawings and stuff? It's because they were like, hey, this crazy shit happened. I don't know how to fucking say it. I'm gonna draw a picture of it, you know? And two, a lot of it is like to like the first drawings, you know, or like why like they're, you know, a lot of societies have like fixations with like death or like the harvest and stuff, a lot of metaphysical stuff, you know, so you have to kind of express it through some sort of medium of you know, creation.
Well, I have a question. Is the flow state of, say, drawing a cave painting and really getting the fuck into it any different than shredding a sick solo on the guitar? Is the tapping into the divine in that sense any different?
There's no difference.
Right.
I mean, there's different muscle groups being used. There might be a different part of your brain, but the desire to be like, I need to do this.
Yeah.
And you're not being threatened by your life. You're not gonna go, you know, you're relatively safe.
Yeah.
You might even threaten safety.
To
do it.
Risk it for the biscuit, bro.
That is the religious, spiritual side of it. Like, I need to do this for the greater good. You know, it comes from the same spot, the desire to do that, and to even risk your comfort, you know, in life to pursue that. That's noble. That's what like I think that's what monks do, you know. That's what Buddhist monks do.
Well, because they deny themselves of other shit, and that's what being a musician feels like a lot of time is denying yourself of a lot of shit. Where like, I mean, not that it's like I'm noble or whatever, but that's what I feel like. I'm like, okay, I have to do everything I can in my power to not just like work a normal job and like open myself up to the possibility of all this different music shit happening, you know?
It's crazy. We were just talking about like Gilgamesh before the show started. But literally the whole like the end of Gilgamesh, like the last story arc or whatever, is he's literally like, I'm Gilgamesh. I'm sick. I'm the most badass motherfucker alive, and I fought the gods. I fucking survived the Great Flood. I've done all this shit. He's like, but I'm still gonna fucking, you know, I'm gonna be gone one day. And he's like, how do I make a lasting impression? How do I like leave something behind? And it's like making art, making music, making something that like really like expresses who you were. Your experience is super important. I'm glad it's just being normalized as like a mental health necessity almost. You know, it's like everybody can do art, just like everybody should do art, just like everybody should exercise, or everybody should, you know,
brush their teeth. Like it should really be that essential, you know, like and celebrated, you know, seriously, like
that's one of the things that that Juniper from the Gold Souls like really emphasizes too with singing, because she does a lot of singing coaching and stuff. Shout out to Juniper and Billy. Congrats to them. They just got fucking married.
Congrats.
The wedding was insane.
You said it was basically the Coachella of weddings.
It was, well, yeah, but yeah, it was basically it was like a music festival that was a wedding. It was at this like really sick, like it's like a retreat sort of spot, and it was basically there's like a ton of bands, you know. Big Sticky Mess closed out that night, and they were playing until like almost like 3 a.m.
Shout out to Alan, bro.
Yeah,
Zude alumni.
Yep, Alan and Carl and Pat, of course, and Pat mixed your guys' record too. Yeah. And then Billy worked on some of the stuff with the
Warm and Fuzzy Studios.
Yeah,
he recorded Standard Practice.
Yes,
and we actually started the next one over there as well.
Goddamn! But what was I gonna say?
Any sneak peek hints you can? Any kind of spoilers without context you can give us?
Be prepared for Jeff Costello.
What the fuck?
Ooh.
That's a song we've been playing that's become kind of a favorite. It's not recorded anywhere.
Okay.
So the people who come to our shows, we usually play that, and they're like, when are you gonna make this? It's like we're working on a whole concept with it. So be prepared for that.
So go see Lab Rats live. You might see unreleased content, bro.
You might.
Yeah.
Probably will.
I will say real quick though, I was so stoked when we saw Lewis Cole play unreleased content when we
saw
Nowhere, bro. That was lit.
That's crazy.
That was
Dude,
tight.
wait, was that at the
In San Francisco.
That was when we saw Nowhere just by himself. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
you weren't at the,
I was Funky Knuckles. No.
or no, not at Funky Knuckles, but at the festival that we went to, the Second Sky Festival with Porter Robinson.
Oh,
And
no,
that's
I
where
wasn't at that one.
Nowhere was playing there too, and they had like the crazy visuals behind him and everything too.
Indeed.
Dude, what the fuck was I just talking about though? Oh yeah, no, that's what I was saying. One of the things that Juniper talks about, and she kind of went a little bit viral recently with just a little post that she went where she was talking about it's, you know, basically the sentiment of it, it's like it's better to sing out of tune than it is to not sing at all. Like to deprive yourself of expressing yourself musically, especially singing, is such a natural thing for people to do.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like fucking we're out here, you know, you just hear an elk like in the background, you know, you hear birds making all sorts of crazy
You see the-
crazy things,
you see
frogs
the
like
dogs, and they go on the piano and they're just like, dun,
Yeah.
dun, dun, dun.
yeah.
Oh, dun, 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 dun.
They're like, duh, I'm a human. But it's like, yeah, it's like we're all made to do this stuff. And I hate the mentality of like, yeah, you have to monetize whatever you're doing artistically. It's like, yeah, it is tough if you're not monetizing something to do it consistently without like it's taking time out of your day that you could be choosing the bag. But that's, you know, that's how we feel. It's the same thing with like you guys are doing Lab Rats every Sunday and we're trying to really do this thing every Monday and like really, you know, we're almost to episode 100. I'm sure you guys have probably done about 100 jam sessions at this point, getting close to it.
Yeah.
Because it was the beginning of, or
I can't math right now.
yeah. Well, maybe by the end of this year it'll be about 100 weeks or whatever.
So, yeah.
But that's really what it's all about, is just the consistency.
Yeah.
You know?
You got to just keep going. Like I was saying before, if worst comes to worst, you will be the last one left.
Yeah.
Hey, worst comes to worst, you just suck. Like, like you just suck, and you can just do a thing that maybe some people can do, maybe some people can't.
Hey,
Yeah.
well, if you're the last one left, there is no suck. You just
are.
are. You
Yeah.
just are. Yeah.
That's true.
That's the
you
thing.
got the gig.
That's why I liked skateboarding growing up too, though, bro. Because I was like, I actually don't have to be good. I really don't. I could just like riding this thing around.
Man.
I can just like mobbing around on this thing, and it's a, you know, at first it was just like a way to get around, but then like I started learning some other shit, and I was like, I don't need to know how to skate like everybody else, because there are other tricks for me to do. And I was like, I don't care that I'm not that good or whatever. Even now, I'm not that good right now, but I'm like, it's still nice to do, you know. And I'm like, not everybody could do it.
Yeah.
I think trying to overstep your boundaries in terms of what you've learned and what you've earned is like a really quick way to kill like an interest that you have. You know what I mean? If you like become obsessed with it, so you're like, all right, how do I do a fucking tray flip? And you spend every day obsessing over how to do a fucking tray flip until you got it right, instead of just going out and skating bowls and enjoying yourself. Like, your life would be a lot different, right?
Yeah,
Right.
no, there's definitely a difference there too. Even now, like I was even talking about this now. I was like, I kind of suck right now, so I was like, it's not as mentally as engaging as it would be if I was like technically better. I feel like I'm kind of stuck in that spot with like music too, because I've been focusing mostly on the podcast, the video editing stuff, and then art is where like I've really been putting a lot of the technical, tedious like mental effort into. But
I don't think it's bad to set goals. Like setting
Yeah.
goals, like even as just like a hobby. Like my thing other than music, like I love to cook.
oh hell
I
yes.
love ingredients. I love like raw ingredients. I love thinking about what to do to them, and like you know, like I'll set like little experiments up for myself. I'll like, you know, try stuff out, even though I'm not like the best cook. I'm fine. But like, you know, like
sure
you
it's
know,
bomb.
I'm not like working I'm not like a professional chef.
Uh-huh.
You know, like, but to just like playing pretend with yourself, honestly, like, man, like I'm just gonna pretend like this is gonna better my life. Like, and you just do it, and like you just trick yourself into being happy.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like.
Well,
I think it does make you happier.
Yeah.
There's some psychological evidence to back up the idea of doing like physical activities with
Yeah.
your hands being correlated to your emotional processing centers. Like when you're just sitting there cooking and you're like cutting up onions and like bell peppers and shit, you're just kind of like thinking about shit passively, and it helps your brain actually process.
Yeah.
You know.
No,
So-
totally. And you know, the feelings of that you suck or whatever, they will never ever, ever, ever go away.
Yeah.
No matter how high you climb on paper, it will never go away unless you don't have that issue.
Right.
I certainly have that issue. I go through that all the time. You know.
I just have to be okay with the fact that no matter how good I get at guitar, there will always be like a 7-year-old girl in China that's just like fucking just destroying me. Or it's like, okay, fine, sweep picking, okay, cool, like you're nailing it, great. But it's like that yeah, you don't like it when it comes to being or attempting to be a full-time musician. I mean, most musicians I know have fucking plenty of side hustles and other stuff that they gotta do, and it's like, you know, whatever. I do fucking Uber or whatever. My check engine light just turned on last night. That's fun. Just started doing Uber. Got a check engine light, and then you know, I'll be doing like eBay and like Facebook Marketplace and like just thrifting and flipping and do all that kind of shit to try and, you know. But it's like, all that's really doing is buying me more time to do the music stuff. And it's like I'm opting out of like trying to do the 9-to-5 thing, because it's like you said too, you've done the 9-to-5 thing, and it's just like, dude, that shit can be soul sucking. What was like without like calling anything out in particular, like what was like the worst like day job that you've had, and what was the best too?
The best, I've never had a good day job. I'm sorry. Like, I just don't like I can't express to you the state I get in during a 9-to-5.
Yeah.
I would say the most mentally engaging one is when I was in Chicago. I worked at an Indian cafe, and that was sick because I got to learn a little bit about how like they make like, you know, chai lattes from different parts of India and like different like, you know, traditional and like fusion like Indian and Nepalese drinks. The food was great. You know, I was on my feet just kind of going, but like, you know, it was not music.
Yeah.
The worst job I've ever had in my entire life was I worked at a dispensary.
Oh my God. Bro,
That's all funny.
I fucking worked at a dispensary for 3 years, and like by the end I was like, you know, I'm gonna buy a gun. I'm joking.
In Minecraft.
There we go.
A diamond. I'm gonna buy a diamond pickaxe.
I'm joking.
No. But man, okay, I'm not gonna say which dispensary, but it was a fucking joke. It's like my shout out to my weed people.
You mean a bunch of potheads don't know how to run a business?
No, they don't, but like they think that they're like street motherfuckers.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, what can I get you, brother? It's like, man, you work at a Target right now. You work in retail. You're not like, don't like act like you just picked up a pound of weed and like you're trying to get it off.
Yeah.
You know, like I like just like the culture of it, like was like, oh man, this just was terrible. It was terrible.
The thing is you deal with everybody who wants weed.
Yeah.
And it's like, ooh, yeah, it's everybody.
Yeah.
That's pretty much everybody, you feel me? That's the thing, though.
Yeah,
you deal
weed,
with
every
range of people, like rich people, snooty Karens, and then just like totally bugging, like, he's like, this is my last $20, but I'm buying an eighth right now.
Yeah,
it's just
exactly.
Like, fuck.
You're like, what can I get for $10? And you're like, you can look at the display case.
For real, dude.
You can take a whiff.
Someone was like, too, they're like, I got $40. I need a quarter. It has to be indoor. And it's got to be some fucking gas. And I was like,
I can't help you,
I don't know what. I just don't know what to tell you, man. I don't know what to tell you.
You set your search filter and there are 0 results.
I don't know. I used to be really into like, strains and like this and that. But like, since working there, I'm like, everything is a lie.
It's all bullshit.
Everything on the label is a lie. Everyone is just driven by some sort of like commission.
Yeah.
And like, weed is weed. Just like
for real.
And that's too. It's like everybody just wants what they want too. That's another thing. Just in terms of like sales too. It's like, I mean, that helped me learn too. It's like you gotta figure out what people want quick, so that way you could just cut to the chase
Yeah.
and get them what they want.
Yeah.
Because that's just like a sales technique. I'd say that's what the best part I took away was like some sales
Yeah.
skills.
Shout out Jordan Belfort.
Oh.
That's almost the same as when I was selling guitars. Shout out Music Go Round. That was my favorite day job for sure, you know. But
that was cool.
At the end of the day, when you're selling guitars, you're like, people are like, which guitar is like better? And it really is like different strains. You're like, man, this one's got humbuckers on it, so it's really got just like that meaty, you know.
Well,
it's just really got that
some real
hard tone, you know. This one's got more like a icy, like cool. Like,
Yeah,
this one's
icy and
this
cool,
one's
that's how you
glassy,
describe the
you
guitar.
know. This one's got a really glassy tone, you know. Oh, some creamy mids and some, you know, just like,
creamy, man.
or whatever.
Not
You just
the-
start saying
not the
shit.
creamy mid.
Yeah.
But that's some real shit that you can
Yeah.
plug it in every time, and you're like, oh, I can expect this. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, this smells like oranges. It's gonna cure
Yeah.
your cancer. It's gonna fucking
Bring back your COVID
Yeah.
smell loss.
exactly.
This one's got a polyurethane paint job, so when you put your armpits on it, it fucking your deodorant gets like engraved into it, and it's just like it's got like this really sick like vintage patina. Like it's like I felt so dumb. I was like, I don't know, dude. Smoke on the water is gonna sound the fucking same. It doesn't matter, dude. Just learn, like, but hey,
on the water slaps though.
it does. But if you want, and it's like if that's what, but shout out because without people that just want to learn like the height of what they want to learn is like the solo of Hotel California.
Right.
Shout out to them because without them there would be no used gear industry.
Yes.
Like those are the people that keep it alive. Where it's like at this house party that I played yesterday, you know, it's like you talk to a guy, you know, it's like in the Granite Bay. It's like, you know, bougie house. They got a fucking basketball court in the backyard. It's all nice. And the guy's like, he's like, yeah, you know, I play guitar, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, you know, he's an older guy. He's like, yeah, I sold my amp to my son's or whatever, my daughter's boyfriend or whatever. And, you know, he's in a little high school garage band. I was like, oh, what kind of amp? And he's like, yeah, it was like a Mesa Boogie Mark IV. And I was like, I fucking would love to have had that in high school, you know, or now or ever. I'm like, that's like, you know, it's like, oh yeah, you know, like I sold my car and it's like a fucking Corvette or whatever. And it's like, well, cool. I would have loved to have had that. But that's what keeps all those boutique brands alive is people that are just like, I gotta have the fucking this $5,000 amp.
I wish I had the skill of finding used shit. Like I have the least amount of drum shit compared to I think every drummer on the scene right now. Like not like for a few reasons. Like I don't have like I'm not good at finding shit like that. Like. Again, shout out to Billy Thompson. Like that motherfucker, like he
sends me shit on Marketplace all the time.
Best at finding something and like for like it's 3 times as cheap as it should be.
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, but for me, it's like I like to find out how many times I can fuck with one thing.
Yeah.
It's like how many different sounds can I get out of this one drum or cymbal?
For real.
You know.
I know. I'm sure my dad in his bedroom has more drum kits than you do.
I'm sure.
He's got like 4. Yeah.
That is more drum kits than I have.
And he doesn't play any of them. He has a practice. He has like a practice kit on the garage. But when I come over, I see him. He's like, dude, he's killing them though.
Bro.
He does.
Every time he just have like the headphones and he's like.
No,
Just, like,
he does.
Dude,
He just like
yeah.
he slams rudiments, dude. Like just constantly, dude. Like
I just
he keeps
gotta
up on the
say,
fundamentals.
Your dad is like the most stoic person on the face of the
Absolutely,
planet,
dude.
Dude, when I saw your dad like happy to see us that one time we went on vacation, he's like, "Hey guys, what's up?" And I was like,
I was heartwarmed, bro.
"What's up, man? I'm glad to see you're in a fucking good mood." Like,
Right?
Stoked. Anyway,
yeah.
quick shout out to all the people who have joined us in chat so far.
Wow. Let's see what's up with the chat
Just
here.
want to
Oh yeah, we got Brian Curtin in the chat. from
make
a while
sure
ago.
we
Hey.
acknowledge the nice folks.
Yes.
Ryan.
AK Aaron.
That's my man.
Yeah. We got Caitlin saying what's up, like it's the 90s. Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, yeah, man. Fuck.
I'm gonna be a Ray. You already went, motherfucker.
That's called synchropicity, bro. Synchropicity, bro. Yes, indeed. All right, Jacob. Let's talk about God a little bit.
Talk about him.
Were you raised religious?
I was not raised. I mean, I come from a Jewish family, and you know, I would go to Sunday school. I was more into the culture than I was the religion. And you know, the just being kind of tapped into a group of people is cool. You know?
Community, like you were talking about before too. There's definitely a whole element of that.
Yeah. I wouldn't say I'm too religious. I like when I find myself doing the one-off Shabbat service, you know, I'm like, oh, this is cool. It's good shit. I can see myself becoming more of a more serious Jew down the line. But right now I'm just trying to fucking learn how to live my life without being too much of an asshole.
So,
I feel that.
So you see some appeal in like the structure and,
I'm
and
a
the
very
community there.
spiritual person. And Judaism, I'm part of the Reform Judaism, which is like diet Judaism. It's like it takes all the parts that are intensely xenophobic and throws them out the window. And it's like there's a saying called Tikkun Olam, which means fixing the world, and that means kind of like the belief. That's like the central aspect of a lot of Reform Judaism, and that's like if you see someone suffering, then that is your attention. You know, like it's not about you. You know, all good. It's not about you. Go help with whatever you need help with, because that's the duty. You know, and that stuck with me. But I would say right now I don't really subscribe to a whole lot of hardcore Jewish beliefs. I'm like more of like a general spiritual person. I find like a truth in a lot of religions. Like I've been on a Jesus kick lately, which is funny because like just like the concept of like the Buddhist nature of the stories of Jesus is like I think cool.
Yeah. Well, what we were just talking about earlier before the cast with Gilgamesh and how it's like very similar to the hero's journey, where it's like, hey, that's basically just like Noah and the Ark. Like all religions have that very similar Jesus story, and like all fucking movies and like video games and shit too. Basically, it's like fucking Dragon Ball Z is basically just whatever, and then you know, but
Harry
also
Potter too,
it's
like
all
any
Luke
chosen
Skywalker
person,
or whatever, and it's like. It's all kind of driven by that same sort of hero myth or whatever, and there's something that you can kind of get out of any of those, where it's like Jesus is very similar to what's the Greek one, fire Prometheus kind of, and then like you know it's like there's always like the sacrifice that's involved, and then or is very similar to Horus, like the Egyptian god or whatever. It's and is also very similar to I mean, Buddha too. It's they all kind of have that very similar through lines in this story.
Yeah, and so I would like Judaism, the teachings of Judaism, especially Reform Judaism, is something that I like essentially wholeheartedly agree with. That I see myself tapping in more down the line, but like right now I'm just kind of finding like my own kind of general truth in things, like things that I subscribe to, things I don't. And there's a lot that I don't and a lot that I do, you know. So
it's a lot to ask of a person to you know, to expect them to decide what they believe the know entire fate of the cosmos, you know, comes from, when they haven't even figured out like core fundamental beliefs fully. And I'm like, I feel like something my stepmom once said is like, you don't even become a real man until you're like 30. And I'm like, all right. But the closer I get to 30, the more I'm like figuring out like key things too. Where I'm like, okay, now I understand God a little bit better now that I understand myself a little bit better.
There's a lot of shit that because I was raised Jehovah's Witness, bro. So like, I was on lockdown. But there's a lot of shit where it's like, oh, it just comes full circle. It's like back then they're like, don't do this. It's like, why? It's like God doesn't want you to. It's like, okay. And then you know, literally, you know, I'm almost 30 now, and I'm all like, it all comes back around. It's like, yeah, I just probably shouldn't have been doing that in the first place, you know. But you know, you got to learn your lesson in general, type of stuff too, you know. So it does take like you know, I think you come back around to it, and there's a whole like new age kind of like everybody's kind of not appropriating, but like utilizing like different elements of different spiritualities to try to like perform because there's a whole thing where like like the full Duncan Trussell Midnight Gospel. We were talking about
Right.
that too, where he's all like, it doesn't really matter if it's just a mental technique or not. If it's functionally like practical, like do it and you're good. Like if it makes your life better and it makes you more confident or it gives you reassurance and you see results from it, it doesn't matter if it's real or not. Like because it is real. It's you're believing it, then it is real because you're making shit happen based off of your belief. That's the power of belief.
Damn. Something I don't want to give too much of a sneak peek, but something I put in the script for a video I'm writing is I think I'm a shitty music producer, therefore I am. I'm like, yeah, it's literally that. Like,
man, that's something that I wholeheartedly agree with. Like, I am so, like, I find it so weird that people would judge someone else for how they want to tap into, like, something that's greater than themselves. You know, like, whatever method or mode you choose, like, let that person just do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's different trails to the top of the mountain, you know?
Like I saw, I've been playing church gigs recently. And there's been times I've been, like, moved to tears just by watching people in the congregation, how they respond to the music. You know, they're on their knees and they're shouting. And I'm like, these motherfuckers are really feeling it right now, man.
I'm like, well, yeah, if you're playing drums, what the
No, but I'm just like, you can't tell them that they're not being moved by God right now. You know, like, you can't say, you can't look at someone on their knees weeping, saying, I love you, that they're not sharing a moment, like, with, like, some divine power. Like,
I think as a musician, the pursuit of that, like, connect with the divine is so much more difficult than being a person who's not a musician by trade at all, because they can just go from point A to point B and, like, get to that connection when the, like, music and the setting is right. But as a musician, you're performing and you're trying to get to that divine, but you're also thinking about maybe the click track and like the bass player and, like, cues from the rest of the band and all these other things that may be just blocking you from, like, a pure flow state.
It's like it's like the difference between, like, reading and then, like, listening, because I was like, with something like reading, your brain has to drive it forward. So when you're playing the music, you're the one driving forward the thing that people are reacting to. So it's a whole different, like, method of kind of mental process to get into a certain state where you start to feel the fucking connection to the divine.
Well, there's been there's, like, a few answers to that. So like, kind of like, because you're right, that is something, you know, like, sometimes you'll so if you gotta listen, right? They're like, you're like a prism. So a light is shined, a certain color light is shined, and then a rainbow comes out of various colors. So the click track is just part of that. It's a member of the band, and you got to treat it like that. You know, just like how when you're not playing with the click track, or in a music that's slightly more, like, you know, like, freer, like, you know, some, like, let's say, like, Coltrane style jazz, like, some really heavy out there stuff, like, you know, same reactions. Like, there were stories. I had a teacher where I went to college. He went to a Coltrane show. Same thing that they were describing, like what I'm saying about the church goers, like people on their hands and knees, like, crying, saying, like, I love you, Lord, like, and like you know, just, like, the most insane shit you ever heard. Like, it's the same thing. It's you gotta just find a way to get there, no matter what the music is, no matter what the style is, no matter what is happening. If you can get there, then you can get there. And, you know, and it's all about that light that's being shined in the prism. Like, if the click track's in that light, then it's in it.
Do you feel
like
that
Pink
there
Floyd.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you feel that there was sort of a trend over the course of your musical career where you at the beginning found it easier to tap into that state due to like a lack of those blockers that I mentioned, because at that time you're mostly a non-musician. And then over time it becomes more difficult as you become more interested in like technical pursuits and how to get things right.
Yes.
You know what I
You
mean?
are
And then
100%
eventually
right.
you like come back down as you learn to like merge the two things
Yeah.
back together. You know what I mean?
Man, there's a great meme of there's like that meme format. There's like a curve.
Oh yeah, like a bell curve kind of thing. Yeah.
It's like there's like a stupid side and then the smart side, and they both come to the same conclusion.
Yeah.
And then there's the middle that's just like
Yeah.
There's one like there's a thing called the blues scale. It's like a simple little scale that like you learn on your day one of jazz lessons.
Right.
And it's like the stupid side is like Lowell blues scale, and in the middle it's like all this intense collegiate.
Well, actually,
yeah, stuff. And then
Yep.
then there's like they show this picture of this pianist named Oscar Peterson.
Yeah.
He's like LOL blues scale. That's real shit, man.
Yeah.
I couldn't be realer. Because like I was saying before, I tell my students, they come in really concerned, like, I need to tap into that shit, that thing, you know.
Yeah.
And then they get like, then they try to learn all these intense things, and then they, like, man, just relax, just like, just do it.
Take it easy.
Take it easy, yeah. Just
No,
take it slow.
I feel like there's a certain, like you're saying, in that middle, like that's what they call is like midwits or whatever.
Yeah,
Right? It's like people that are sort of
funny.
like, it's like where you're competent at something, but it almost does make you dumber in a way where you're like overthinking it.
You're thinking too much of every possibility.
You're
my
like,
God.
I gotta learn the Lydian sharp too.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, just fuck. It's like,
Like,
don't think about that.
There's a really good example of this that's like a statistical thing, right? There's something in programming called Big O notation, and it's basically like a graph over time, right? And it's supposed to represent a sorting algorithm, for example. Say we have one sorting algorithm that does one thing, and we can see that it performs well over this amount of time. And then another one seems to perform way faster, but if you like increase the amount of things that it's sorting by like 10 or 100 times, over time it performs way worse. So it's like you have to compare and contrast things with like a lot of information to really get an understanding of what's going to happen, you know what I mean? And
Right. Yeah, you can kind of like overload yourself with thinking about too many, where it's like with music, once you start learning about different options, then you get sort of option fatigue almost, where you're like, I could take it in this direction, I could take it in that direction,
Too much
but
fucking shit on me.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, unfortunately, programmers do have to take it to that level, but as musicians, we can kind of just ignore things because feelings.
Yeah.
That's a good enough justification.
I'm really glad you got that one.
Oh,
we really
we're
love
doing
it.
that. I
We
think
love-
you should leave, right?
Yeah. Oh, dude, I fucking love that
Best
show.
I've ever seen in my life.
It's the best comedy in fucking years.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't. Like Tim and Eric might be on. Like they're
Yeah,
the same.
Yeah, Eric Andre for me
Yeah.
is like very similar, or Nathan for you is very
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Old Jim Carrey shit's very similar, but like, yeah, that motherfucker goes for it with his comedy. So I love that show.
I'm
I
just
think you should
saying
leave.
that Tim and Eric was the first, to my knowledge, the first people to put rainbow cats on everything in the 2010s,
Right.
and
right.
also brought back recurring characters with captions underneath. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
They're
Just
the
as, like,
first
a
people
meme
I've
format.
seen do that.
Well, the fact that fucking,
Early meme format.
Yeah.
the fact that Tim Heidecker's on fucking
Yeah.
I think
Yeah,
you should
man.
leave. He's
I'm
like he's like
saying.
one of the main roster basically. Like that shit's
Tim and
hilarious.
Eric, most innovative motherfuckers ever.
Yeah, dude, that was like just like our generation grew up with that Adult Swim
Yes.
era, bro.
Dude,
like
we just-
Indeed, we
waking up at 3 a.m. and it's Toonami
Yeah.
or whatever. Fucking love that shit.
Good shit, bro.
Um,
Yeah, it really is bizarre though. I mean, we had some heaters, bro. The old school Adult Swim, even just like Harvey Birdman,
Yeah.
classic, Space Ghost, Coast to
Oh
Coast,
man.
fucking Robot Chicken, Moral Oral, fucking Xavier Renegade Angel.
Yeah.
Have
Oh
you
my
seen that
god,
show?
dude.
You know what? I just was reminded of was Metalocalypse.
Yeah, dude.
Classic.
That was Adult Swim.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
man, that-
Super Jail.
yes.
Man.
Yes.
Dude.
Fucking. Oh damn! What was that?
Such a fantastic era.
Aqua Teen.
Yeah.
Fire Force, yeah.
Classics.
The whole like collab, the MF Doom Aqua Teen
man.
thing. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good times, man. Golden age.
That really was. Yeah. What's
Wow.
Adult Swim even doing these days? Fucking, I mean, Rick and Morty's imploded.
Rick and
Yeah,
Morty.
Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
That's such a sad
I know.
thing to see.
It's sad that the show never reached its full potential, and now it seems like it never will. Like it just seems like it's kind of fallen to the corporatization. Like, oh, they know this is like a cash cow. They're like, we got to keep this bitch going no matter what happens. You know, even if motherfuckers are getting shit claimed against them. Like, it's just sad. Because I don't know. Like I said, I missed that time where like, dude, this is a new show that's wild, and it's like this show could go anywhere. Where is it gonna go? And it like never really made everybody happy the way it did in the beginning. So
Well, the hopeful news, and I say hopeful just because it is hope, is that Futurama's back, so maybe there's something good there. Hey.
Maybe, yeah.
they don't fuck around with that one though. You know what I mean? Like, they're like those fools are.
Because that's
on it
like
with
almost the
Futurama.
second comeback of Futurama, right?
Yeah, because
Like,
they came back on Comedy Central back
Yeah.
in like 2012,
Yeah.
2013.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were noticeably different when they
Yeah.
came back. Because the first episode after they came back, they had, like nude scenes with characters.
Oh,
They were like
I
full
didn't really
nudity,
see the
but the
see
sexuality was always implied,
Yes.
and you would like always see it like off screen, like slightly
wow.
cut off,
Yeah.
and I'm like, they changed.
Yeah.
You know what I saw recently?
What?
That came back was a new epilogue of Adventure Time.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
they
really?
got that on like HBO or whatever.
So
Yeah,
it's like a little spicier. There's like blood and swear words and
Bro, did you ever
cool.
did you ever see Close Enough, bro? Where it's
I've never seen
it's the regular show creator.
Oh,
and he
yeah,
made
yeah.
a
Whoa.
show, and it's basically pretty much the show they wanted to make. You could
Oh,
tell.
interesting.
It's wild, bro. Because
Cool.
it's all about though. They're like, yeah, we're like 28, 29, going on 30,
Yeah.
and like like they have like a kid or whatever. It's like, but they're all like our age pretty much.
Yeah.
And it's just fucking out of control because it's
That's
like
crazy.
on HBO, and it's crazy. You can hella tell that they couldn't put it on any network because it was too savage.
Is
Like,
it the same IP or is it like a different IP?
It's a different IP,
it's a
but there's
thing.
like tons of Easter eggs. There's like tons of like at one point, like the kid has like a regular show lunchbox type of stuff.
Yeah.
There's like stuff like
Gotcha,
that. Like,
gotcha.
But it is it's not like the same continent, but like the art style is the same. It's J.G. Quintel, like literally the voice, like the main voice actor is Mordecai. Like
J.G. Wentworth, my favorite voice actor.
Cash Now, baby.
877 cash now.
Yeah.
877.
Did y'all
Dude.
ever get into that Ed and Eddie
Oh,
backstory thing? You know what I'm
Oh, the
talking
one
about?
where they're all in limbo and they're different kids from different ages.
Yeah, they're all dead.
the creepy
What?
pastas, bro.
No.
You never heard about this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's like they're all in like
That's wild,
purgatory,
yeah.
and they're all from like different
Yeah.
eras, and so that's why they all got different kind of tropey attitudes about them, bro.
That's why they all got blue tongues and like rotting skin color.
Oh,
They're
shit.
fucking dead.
They're the only ones too, right?
Yeah, they
For the
can't-
most part.
And when they try to leave the cul-de-sac, like all the papers are turned into like paper bags.
Bro,
And
that
it's like-
movie was weird though. When
Yeah.
they did leave the cul-de-sac,
Yeah.
it had such a bizarre, empty feeling. I was
I
like, "What
know.
the fuck is this show?"
They
like,
they like in the main part of the show, like the original vibes. It's like they
Right.
couldn't leave.
yeah, it's weird. That show's fucking wild in
Yeah.
general. Shout out to Creepypastas. Shout out to Blumpkin Spice season coming soon, bro. Oh yeah, Halloween tradition. You already know Halloween's with ZUDECAST is fucking savage. My body is ready. I am so prepared for what we have coming down the line.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
Dude,
I have no idea what that is.
I know. There's definitely
Trust me,
a.
bro. Source. God told me in a dream.
Hey, last time I heard somebody say that, it really did not work out well for me.
Trust me, bro.
Because we already did our 9/11 episode.
Yeah, that's a
And that's-
good way to start a sentence.
That's on a Monday. That's what I'm saying is there's a lot of Mondays because every time there's like a national holiday or like a 3-day weekend, a lot of the time the holiday's on a Monday. So let's just say that there's some interesting Mondays coming up that we gotta. We're preparing for.
Let's just gonna say it's gonna be my people's holiday.
Yeah.
Damn.
Shout out. You mean the Italians? You mean Christopher Columbus?
Oy vey, bro.
It's fade.
We'll get there. We'll get there. All right.
So,
God.
What's popping, y'all? How we doing?
How we doing?
Cool.
Rock and roll, man.
Cool, you know.
All right. Let's see. So what's your favorite story? You said you know you're raised and you were taught about Judaism. What's your favorite story from the Torah or do you know about like the Kabbalah or like do you know about that or is
Man, that's some shit.
That's
bro.
some whole shit.
That's some shit. That's like you know, it's kind of like your weird uncle. You know. Shout out to my. I don't know if I know any Kabbalists, but like.
That's the conspiracy theory side of it.
You know, that's like
I can name a couple Kabbalists right now. Hillary Clinton,
What?
one.
You got, it was like, you know, how Scientology was with celebrities. Kabbalah was that once. Like Madonna was subscribed to that.
Oh,
like,
right.
Like all of them tried to tap
yeah.
into that. Like, you know, everyone. But my favorite Jewish story. I have one. I don't know about one right now.
I know, putting you on the
That's a
spot
question.
there.
No worries.
That's
if
a
not,
tough
no, but-
question.
yeah.
You know what? I more so than the vibe of like Moses,
The goat.
not
Yeah.
the goat, not being able to enter the Holy Land thing because he killed someone, an Egyptian soldier, whipping a Jew. Well, back when, you know, billion trillion years ago, when
Right.
Building the
Yes.
pyramids.
Pharaohs,
all
and
that.
yeah.
You know, that's against the law, Jewish law.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you can't-
And the fact that God was like, "Hey man, you got to do this task," and you can't even get into the club.
Damn.
Like, but you still got to do it. Like, you're literally the only one who can. And just you know, that's just like kind of a testament to like you got to do what you feel that has to be done. You know?
Yeah.
And no matter what that is, you can obviously you're not freeing your people from enslavement. You know, like maybe you know, like in this day and age, like in our personal lives, like but there are things that you have to do that you might not benefit from at all.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
That you don't do it for the reward. You
Yeah.
do it because it's like, I mean, the fact that he didn't have to help. I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
He didn't have to help anybody,
Yeah, he
but
was
he
like,
did. And that was when the shit hit the fan when he
Yeah.
helped that person. He had to like leave.
Yeah,
You know, his
he had to
whole- his
leave. He got this classic anime story.
Yeah.
He left. He got his powers. He came back. He was like, "Check this out. It's gonna rain fucking blood and frogs.
Yeah.
And all your fucking children are gonna die if you don't let my fucking people go." And he was like, "Bring it on."
in the Bible.
In the Bible.
in the Bible. Yeah.
In the Bible. And you know, like that's some shit, man. That's like that's some shit. But I'm mainly more inspired by like Jewish philosophy than like stories. Like,
Yeah.
like the whole Tikkun Olam thing, where that's like the central part of Reform Judaism. It's like, take a look around, who needs help, help them. That's what you're here to do.
That's real.
You know,
That's real.
You know,
That's what the people, dude. That's not like, I feel like there's a lot of people that are like, oh, it doesn't matter if you're like trying to be benevolent if like your shit's based on, you know, fucking violence or whatever. But it's like, nah, fam. It's like if there's subsects and there's tons of different history and stuff, and there's tons of different philosophies within all these big religions. So
Yeah.
it's like, Yeah, if there is a thing that's encouraging people in their day-to-day life to fucking help people, that's good. That's just tight. That's like definitely the net positive of it.
Exactly. Yeah.
So like, did you grow up like was your family like super religious or like more laid back or kind
They
of?
were like laid back. They definitely like to observe stuff. My dad loved going to to Shabbat services, which is the day of rest for all my goys out there. Slash people who don't know. That's like a once a week holiday. And what's cool about a lot of Jewish holidays is that there's just like it's like a big Thanksgiving. All the time. It's like a lot of food, a lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of drinking.
Yeah, no, that's what I've seen like on your Instagram. Like you'll post like every once in a while when it's like a holiday or something. You got the lox going.
You got the lox.
Dude.
You got the brisket.
Yeah.
Hey, Jews invented jelly donuts too. I'm just saying.
Really?
Oh yeah, man. People like to hate on Jewish food. But like y'all just don't know. We just keep a good secret.
Well, and you said the brisket too. Like that's like that does have like a sort of like Jewish origin, right?
Yeah,
like
totally.
with like kind of like barbecue and sort of or like the kind of like the deli stuff. I guess you associated with.
Cured, preserved stuff because Jews back in as since the 1960s, like that's kind of like the. I don't know, like, there's like a point where Jews assimilated, right? Where it's like, Jews are now like, are seen as like complete white people,
Right.
Yeah.
And, but back when that wasn't the case, Jews were running around everywhere. Like, I don't know my family history beyond my great grandparents because it was never ever recorded because it was, lost or destroyed,
right?
But what we do have are like recordings of my great grandmother, on like old tapes, just telling her stories.
Oh, that's cool.
And a lot of Jewish food that's kind of like getting back to Jewish food.
Right.
A lot of Jewish food is based in like a lot of pickled stuff, a lot of cured stuff, lot of like salted stuff because you were never in one for long enough to actually stockpile exactly.
Right.
You had to always be ready to run for your life,
right?
And maybe you wouldn't have access to a cool space for months, so your only option was to salt cure fish and poultry and pickle things because those are that's the shit that lasts,
dude. Yeah. That's crazy when you think about it. Like before modern refrigeration, like that was the way, like especially if you're just on the move, like you said. And like that's like the very like in between times, like between old school like straight hunter-gatherer societies where it's like
you eat it then and now.
You have to like you hunt a fucking elk or whatever, and then you're like, all right, let's chef up as much of this as we can before it just like all goes bad in a couple days or whatever. And then there's like that in between time. That's where that's true. But like, dude, pickling stuff. I mean, that's like a universal thing too, where it's like fermentation and pickling. Dude, that's like not even just among humans. That's like among animals too, bro. Yeah. Elephants just be like, oh, dude, this orange has been sitting on the ground for hella long. I'm about to get faded. Dude.
So many like good pickled things you could just name off top. Aside pickles, I've had pickled garlic, sauerkraut, kimchi.
Yeah, kimchi. Yeah.
They're like, let's see what else is pickled. What else is pickled? It's got to be something else.
I'm sorry. I never fuck with this, but pickled pig feet, my grandma always had those.
Thank you.
And I fucking opened the fridge as a kid, and I was just like,
it's like
terrifying.
Cabin in the Woods type of scary shit.
For real, I'm like, why does my grandma have a thing of fucking severed whole pig feet in my fucking fridge?
That's wild.
I'm like 5. I'm like, bruh.
Dude, shout out to pickles though. I'm getting kind of hungry, dude.
Random fact about pickles: I saw somebody take baby cucumbers and they put them into a vacuum chamber with a bunch of pickle brine.
Oh, cool.
And they sucked all the air out. And when they released the air, it filled in all the pockets and just made pickles instantaneously.
Whoa.
So instead of taking like, weeks or
bro.
days or whatever to actually like,
That's interesting.
seep in the osmosis
So you
to
just
happen.
you just fucking vacuum seal cucumbers and
Yeah.
they turn to pickles.
Yeah.
We gotta try that sometime.
Yeah.
Wow.
We really do. See, now my idea was you
Pickle
just,
hack.
instead of putting brine in the vacuum chamber, you just put a fuckload of whiskey in there and you have instant picklebacks.
Instant picklebacks. Yeah, man.
Now we're talking, dude.
There we go.
Shit,
Right.
dude. I can go for a pickleback right now, but it's got to be, dude, like the kosher dill. That's where it's at.
Right,
right.
Fuck Vlasic,
I'm
bro.
about to tell y'all the best pickle brand
Let's go.
you could ever hope to get.
Okay.
It's called Bubby's Pickles.
Oh, dude.
It's the only fucking pickle brand out there that is a real ferment. There's no vinegar in the brine.
All right.
They sit in the fucking jar for like weeks and it really ferments as like a real pickle.
So this is like the
Damn.
kombucha of pickles.
This is the kombucha of pickles. They are the shit. And you can't go, man. I'm passionate about my fucking
I
pickles.
can hear
man.
it. I love it.
Dude.
It's not corporate pickles.
It's, not
It's
that
your.
corporate big pickle.
Fuck
It's a
big
little
pickle,
Bubby.
dude.
That's like
It's
a
not big
Yeah.
pickle. It's little Bubby, bro.
little Bubby.
Hey, little pickles are good too. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Celebrate all pickle sizes.
That's right. 3.5 inches. That's a huge pickle, dude. That's
man.
more than enough
That's
for lots of people.
for a sandwich at least.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm just saying.
Spread them.
Fuck Vlasic. Clausen is pretty good.
Clausen is that's like a decent
That's
level
like your go-to, like
for a
what-
pickleback.
yeah.
I that's what I usually go with.
Man, you
yeah.
gotta get the
Clausen.
Bubbies, bro.
Okay.
Bubbies, dude. Where-
Bubbies pickles.
Is it? Are
Do
they like
have
hard to
like a-
find?
They're not hard to find. They're like you can get them at Safeway sometimes. But you might have to go to, you have to find it a little bit sometimes.
Yeah.
They got a
Gotta
a
look
classic bread and butter chip. You know
Oh yeah,
what I
they
mean?
got bread and butter chip. They got
Sweet, there we
spicy. They got the
Oh, dude.
sauerkraut. They even got the pickled green tomatoes. Hey, Bubby's has got to sponsor this fucking podcast.
Dude.
We're trying to
That
get
would be
more
sick.
sponsors, bro.
Bubby's Pickles.
All right, hey,
Sponsor us.
roundabout. Who do y'all think would make good ZUDECAST sponsors? I'm gonna say Blue Chew.
That's every podcast. No, dude. No, for the record, none of us on ZUDECAST need Blue Chew.
I don't need
We're
it.
recommending it for other people.
I don't need it,
but
I want
it's
it.
fine.
it does rule. though.
Dude, my brother's review of Blue Chew. I gotta get my goddamn brother, my hater ass brother. He needs to come on the fucking ZUDECast every time.
Oh, you
But
love him.
I know. That's why I wanted to come on, but because he's hilarious. But like literally, he was like, no. So here's what he had to say about Blue Chew. He's all like, his buddy was like, hey, you gotta try this shit. He's all like, no, I don't need that. He's like, nah, bro, trust me, try it. And then he tells me, he's like, yeah, so I tried it. He's like, I was power slamming bitches. And I was like, yeah, you're power slamming. That's
sounds-
an official review of Blue Chew.
That
That's
sounds like
real.
a case, bro.
That's real, dude. I mean, that's
I was hey, cool.
that's a testimony to the power of Blue Chew.
Indeed.
Dude, I was at a fucking gas station in like North Highlands, and I was
Hear about my old apartment?
yeah, basically, and someone was like, dude, this fucking guy, like, I went in and got like an energy drink, came back out, I was like filling up my gas tank or whatever, and this guy fucking walks up to me, he's got a cowboy hat on, no shirt, just like, he's got like cowboy boots, and he's like, excuse me, brother, and he's like, may I interest you in some Viagra or whatever?
Oh,
And he
Lord.
had a bag, and it looked like a fucking like dispensary eighth like bag with like the zipper and everything. I was like, no, dude. I was like, I don't need your fucking leftover
That's a
dick pills,
No,
dude.
You wanna-
Yeah.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
You want to buy an eighth of Viagra off me?
He's like, yeah. He's like, you'll be so hard from the rigor mortis, like you'll be fucking dead, dude. Like,
Your blood's gonna go from every
I
part
was
of your
like-
body to your cock.
he's like,
And then you'll die.
yeah, I know. That sounds like the perfect way to go out, actually.
man.
But like, no, he was
Hey,
like,
that's being lightheaded and heavy-headed at the same time. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like,
dude, I was like, oh, I'm I'm cool, bro. Like, I don't have that issue. And he's like, when I was your age, I didn't have that issue either. And I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
And it's like, wow,
I gotta get the hell out of here.
You should have known your customer base a little better
Yeah,
and fucking
yeah.
talk to somebody else. Then.
Yeah.
And then-
Well, just someone going up to you and trying to sell you dick pills is like crazy. It's like,
pretty
hey,
weird.
excuse me, sir. You look like a soft dick ass motherfucker.
It falls under the same
Fuck
category
you, dude.
of like, don't share porn with your bros. You know what I mean? It's like, you don't know what kind of body fluids are in that bag of pills. Where he's like in the heat of the moment, he's like, hold on, let me get one of these suckers. And just,
I think they were individually wrapped like a Werther's original. You know?
well, that's,
Yeah,
that's some comfort at least.
Pop it out,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
pull it, and it like unwraps, and you're just like,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
put it under your tongue.
He sounds like quite the fucking character. Like
Yeah.
an NPC level, like
No.
spawning.
GTA,
Yeah.
GTA's random encounter.
Yeah, this guy's trying to give me a side quest right now, dude. I don't need a side quest
The
right
side
now.
quest is to get a fucking
You
boner.
have to help me.
Please.
Help me re-up.
Slay 10 wolves. To fucking-
With your cock.
Oh, no. Oh,
In Minecraft.
we like to have fun.
That
on
doesn't
the
make it better.
Zoodcast. Yeah. Yeah.
we like to have fun around here. We make silly jokes. We make, goofy
I'm
time.
not joking.
Yeah, no, it's dead
I
fucking
was
serious.
not
Yeah, yeah.
Shit.
Jesus.
Well, hey guys, how we doing?
Dude, we're saying
We're
about,
good.
about an hour 45 here,
Hour
play. It's
45.
flown by, absolutely.
Truly.
Bye.
What's
I
the
know.
story of my friend here?
Ah, yes.
The severed head.
Yeah.
This is our.
Okay, I was like, that was an Eli
I
question.
don't want to fucking talk
Yeah.
about this.
Yeah.
Our working Zood mascot. So
Nice.
we started with the alien aesthetic, and then I was like, I don't know, bro. I don't think the alien aesthetic is good. I think it's misleading, and people click on our videos thinking it's alien-based content, but it's not actually alien-based content. And we had this whole back and forth about it, and eventually I was like, all right, the alien's pretty all right.
Yeah.
Y'all
No.
got some alien talk.
We got some alien-based content.
Yeah.
We were talking a little bit about that before
Yeah,
this
man.
show.
It
dude.
comes up enough.
I'm interested.
Dude.
My fancy is peaked.
Well, you were so that's when you were going to Oberlin, and you
Yes.
said is in the middle of a cornfield in
Yeah.
Ohio. It's always a fucking cornfield
I know.
with these aliens.
That's
Why is that? Do you think?
Ugh, man, I don't know.
Crop circles.
Crop circles.
Maybe they hungry.
I think mainly
Like-
the reason is because in places like that, there's no lights, so you
Right.
can when it is nighttime, you could
Get a
really
very-
see all the way up in the sky. You know, what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
That's probably like the main reason. And I
Yeah.
don't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, there's like, yeah.
I guess that makes sense. It's you have a very open clearing, like it's a
Yeah.
very good view of whatever weird alien shit. Because you saw some shit. You
Yeah.
said.
What if
I
they
was-
think corn is the dominant life form on this planet?
Dude, there's a whole-
Kind of
this
is.
country.
It kind of is, dude. Big corn. That's what we're talking about. The corn kid.
Well, there's a whole thing too where there's like it's just the per capita, not per capita, but like per the amount of space corn takes up, like it does
that's true.
outnumber us. Like, and it's like corn does kind of
it's
like
coming for us.
it kind of cultivated us. There's like a whole theory about it. Like people are writing essays about it right now. They're like how corn tamed humans, not the other way around. It's like it's such a just dense, rich thing. But the alien head, I don't know, man. We Zudes out here, bro. Like, what the
Zooding.
fuck? I don't know. You know, maybe.
Well, because maybe what if aliens actually? All right, hear me out. What if corn is like an ancient alien crop, and that's why humans can't actually digest corn? And then they're coming back. They're coming back for
Yeah,
the
they're
harvest.
Like, "I just need
wait.
my corn."
Yeah,
man."
give me my
What if-
fucking corn.
What if it's the opposite and corn was always here and now since we've been genetically modified by another race, we can't fucking digest it anymore?
Dang. Yeah. Do you think you ever see like the old corn, like unevolved corn?
The vintage.
Man, what you
corn.
know about
Vintage
that
corn?
old
Yeah.
corn,
Like
son?
ancient corn.
bro.
Well, that's with all these like
Got a hipster here. He's like, y'all don't know about that OG corn.
Well,
Yeah,
dude,
fuck
it's
it.
like that's how it is with all, like you said, with the genetic engineering. It's come such a long way where it's like it wasn't like that Jolly Green Giant shit a few hundred years ago. Like the
true.
old Native American corn, that shit was all like purple and
maize,
weird looking.
bruh.
Yeah, it fucking tastes like shit, dude. Until until the fucking colonizers came by and fucking, they're like, hold on, we got the Punnett squares. We're gonna fucking send this shit, dude. We're gonna send this shit to a new dimension until we put it in Coca-Cola and then fucking feed it to the tilapia and the fish farms, and everybody's gonna eat all that shit.
Delicious.
Big corn, they're coming for you, dude. But maybe the aliens are like, we can actually digest the corn. They're like, we've seen your human shits. Y'all can't digest this shit. You don't know what you're doing. They're like, give us that shit. That's our fuel. Maybe the aliens ships are actually like corn ethanol powered.
Or maybe
I'm spitballing here.
They know we can't digest corn, but nobody knows why, and they're just hoping somebody will like eat some corn and take a shit, so they can also figure out why. They're just
I'll do that.
passive observers. Like
I'll do that for science. I'll eat fucking 3 cobs of corn right now, dude.
Just take a
Shut
shit
up.
in public. You're like, all right, aliens, here. This one's for you.
There it is. Is this what you want?
Take me away.
Send it.
Fuck.
Good stuff.
Fun times.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about corn shit, so I think
That's probably about.
Let's see. Who's got questions for Jacob? Jacob, what's the craziest place you ever fucking traveled?
Man, when I was in college, I got accepted to this music program in Switzerland.
Oh,
In this
jeez.
sick town. It's called Frauenfeld.
Frauenfeld.
Yeah, it's like outside of Zurich, and it's like
Yes, Zurich.
super. Oh yeah,
Yeah, right next to Middle Earth.
kind of, man. Like there was random like domes coming out of the. It was like by the mountains.
Okay.
So there was like all these like beautiful hilled areas.
I
And
had
there's,
a
like these domes that were like man-made that were like straight up hobbit homes
Hey.
that
Whoa.
were abandoned, like hella old, and just like walking around there was like amazing. Everyone's like really nice. The food over in Europe on a casual basis is just insane.
Yeah.
It's amazing. And so the program was at a middle school. A public middle school is nicer than Sax fucking State.
I believe
Over-
that. I
over
believe
there.
that.
Sac State's trash. I can tell you, bro. I fucking dude.
Like the food at this middle school, man, it's like these motherfuckers are gonna live to be 100.
Yeah, dude.
Like that's so good.
Their shit's not all fucking GMO'd out like us and our weird corn and our Vlasic pickles, dude.
Yeah,
Like it's
exactly.
fucking. They got the real shit out there because that's what I hear from. I don't know. Maybe it's just people being like, Europe's so much better, but like.
Well, that's because they don't have the ingenuity of Americans vacuum sealing pickles to create picklebacks.
That's true. That's real.
That's what
true.
separates us apart.
That is the ambition.
Our unbridled horizon.
Yeah,
Hey,
but like.
man, look, they don't have the strong level of pharmaceuticals that are in our food, so they're not going to be like genetic abominations like us.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what, we
Oh,
built
dude,
o-
it's because
we
so many
built over
people.
here.
Because so many people have like.
we built different.
Yeah, for sure. It's because so many people have like gluten allergies and shit in America, like celiac disease and all that, because our wheat is like so fucked up.
Fucking
Yeah.
garbage.
Yeah.
Compared to like, that's why I don't know. Everybody's like, oh, the pasta in Italy and whatever the bread in France is like so much better, and I'm like, damn, I gotta find out because that's what I've heard from like people who are like overweight in America. Like they go to Europe and basically just eat the same shit, but just the European brands and the European restaurants, and it's like they're basically eating the same diet, but it's just like they'll lose weight and like. Just because it's so different. Like it's not just like fucking corn syrup.
I think the problem is probably poor distribution, right? Like 70% of most of our, organic products come from the San Joaquin Valley in California, right? So maybe it's a problem of centralization, too many things in one place, and having to sacrifice a lot of standards over long periods of time.
I think the farm to fork vibe over, like specifically Zurich, was like heavy. Like on the menu, my first dinner, sat down. It was like pasta hand pulled by farmer, blah blah blah. Rabbit killed, brought to you by John the Hunter.
By
He lives
Sven,
over
yeah.
down there, like,
We have to change the menu
here's
every
a-
time
like,
there's a new
here's a-
contractor.
kind of, like, it's like that. It's like,
Wow.
oh,
They're like, here's a profile of the rabbit who you're eating and the killer, the hunter who killed it.
yeah, it's kind of like that, man. And
Corn-fed
In
killer.
Minecraft.
Sorry.
in Minecraft. That was probably the coolest place I've went to.
All right.
That's fucking
Hey,
cool, man.
Hey, but real quick though,
Yeah.
too, you're such a nice guy. You're so wholesome. You bring positive vibes everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a fight though?
Yeah. I actually, I don't know if I should say this.
Yeah, no pressure. No pressure.
I've been in a few scuffles in my life. This one time I got into a fight when I was in elementary school.
Ooh,
so
those are ugly.
Dude, so there was this, we had this thing called the Artmobile. Does this jog an early memory from anyone?
I'll talk to you later.
Okay. But it, like one year we got this thing. It's like, I think it was from the Crocker. They put like a bunch of art exhibits on there and they just send it to a bunch of public schools. I went on one.
Okay.
They had a room that was like dark and like had lights, and I went into one. I went in there and there was like a group of kids, like the ruffians were in there. And I'm like, I was kind of like a glitch in the Matrix. I kind of like wasn't really like, my head was in the clouds. Like I was kind of cool with everyone, like lightly, you know. So I'm like, I'm just gonna go in, see what these motherfuckers are up to, and then all of a sudden I hear, "Hey, Jacob just got in. Let's beat the shit out of him." And then this kid jumped in front of me, and like gave me a kind of like a wallop in the chest or like in the stomach. So I just grab him, just like because my fight or flight happened, you know.
Yeah.
Just like dark room, let's beat him up. Here's someone who punched me, and like, you know, I think I might have taken it a little overboard. But
They
this
got you
kid,
cornered.
you know, this kid who I kind of beat up was like not a good kid. He was like all the teachers hated him. We both got suspended. We both graduate the 5th grade. I never hear from him again. Fast forward to sophomore year of high school. One of my friends who I was friends with back in that, you know, during that fight, he transferred over to Rio, and he was like, "Man, did you hear about this kid, you know, who you beat up? He's a fucking serial killer now."
What?
Oh, bro!
What?
Bro committed a terrible act in a park.
Whoa!
And I'm like, huh? I'm like,
yo.
I'm not saying like this kid was not a good kid, man. Like,
oh shit.
but like,
damn.
so
we
that's
got
my
a
story.
straight fucking certified badass over here, bro.
This was years and years before he did that. You know,
That's
did
crazy,
that,
dude.
did, but like,
It still counts.
it still
Whoa,
counts. I'm
dude.
like,
Do you know what his MO was? Like,
No.
nah, too many questions, too many questions,
We
too many
don't
questions,
disclose
too many
details.
questions.
We don't disclose details.
That's
over
wild, dude.
But yeah, no, that's
crazy.
that's
but, like, he showed
unfortunate.
me his mugshot, like the, you know, the news,
Yeah,
Whoa.
you know, thing. I'm
my
just
God.
like, oh,
that's
no.
That's surreal, bro. Holy fuck.
equal parts tragic and just like mind blowing at what time serves you.
Yeah, I'm just
Fuck.
like, this can't have, like, my friend was like joking, like, look what you did. I'm like, this was gonna happen regardless.
I know, dude. Why didn't you knock his lights out, dude?
You're the warrior from God, delivering him from evil, bro.
Yeah.
You
Mhm.
fucking were like,
I should have went in a little bit harder.
Yeah. Damn, that's crazy,
Isn't that
dude.
fucking, that still
That's
blows
nuts,
my mind.
dude.
That's
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
insane, dude.
I mean, I thought it blew my mind when fucking my exes started having kids, and I was like, oh, that's crazy, you know. Shit. But then, yeah, that's just a whole
Dude,
other
that's-
level of impact on the world.
That's
like,
some, like, meta shit.
Yeah.
That's like,
That's wild.
Whoa.
that's fucking insane, dude.
yeah.
Holy shit, wow. Well, damn.
Dude.
I mean, I think that's a hell of a fucking
no, that's a killer note to end this episode on.
Fuck yeah, dude. Dude, thank you so much, Jacob, for coming on the
Jacob.
show.
Hella
Hey,
fun.
upcoming shows, anything you got coming up, bro? Any plugs?
Yeah. First of all, stream our new EP, Standard
Yes.
Practice, out everywhere.
It's lit.
Great.
Hey, also, you did that Evanescence cover.
Yeah.
That shit was fire.
Oh,
we,
dude.
we have a Wake Me Up Inside
Nice.
cover. So that's coming.
Yes.
Let's see, we're
That shit
hosting
went hard.
the Vibe With session this Thursday at Solomon's Vinyl Bar.
Yes.
So come through 8 to 11. Friday, we are doing a clinic actually at Rio Americano.
Oh, nice.
And then
The old stomping grounds.
Old stomping grounds. And Saturday, we're headlining a festival at Sudwork Brewing Company.
Oh, shit. Nice.
our set is from 9 to 10
In Davis.
in Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then on the 6th, we are at the new Kava Bar in Midtown Sacramento.
Oh, cool.
Gonna be doing some new music. But yeah, we post all of our gig announcements on our Instagram, so check that out. That's Lab Rats Music, one word. Yeah, come check it out, y'all. Thanks for having me, man.
dude.
Thanks for fucking coming on, dude. Holy shit! Like I said, like we all said, long
Yeah, man.
overdue.
That's what
You're
I'm saying.
fucking certified Zude right over here.
Hell
bro.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Fucking
Honored to be in the
absolutely
family.
banger. Shout out to Josh fucking Joran, bro,
Yeah.
coming through
Yeah.
on the fucking driving the spaceship, bro, steering us clear. Man, what a time. We are on the road to episode 100.
100.
And it
Yes.
has been crazy already. So I guess that's going to be a wrap for tonight, y'all. Thank you to everybody who tuned in. Do we have any chance last second, real quick?
Nothing too
Yeah.
recent
yeah,
here.
no worries.
That's
no
good.
worries. No worries.
Y'all will
Like,
catch the clips,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
what
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying?
the
People
clips
got
will-
busy
yeah.
lives, you know.
Yeah,
we'll
but
get back to them.
ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. Good night.
See y'all next week.
Oh!